Hello everybody, Bob Adams here again, and welcome to the fourth and final video of your introductions and training in regards to your investment here with SimTrade Pro. This one is going to be a little bit on the long side because there's a lot of information to cover here. So obviously I'd invite you to watch it several times. Most of the information that you're going to see is pertinent to the members of our groups, but if you're considering looking at what we're doing, this is how you're going to learn how you monitor the activity of your investment. So what are the reports? First of all, as part of your investment participation, you will have clear and clean access to your information. This information provided to you in several ways. It'll be online, email, printed, and on webinars. So each of these access points are either active and live or printed and posted. The primary reports you'll need are going to be available by access to the live and demo results from your MYFXBOOK account. These are posted in a particular page on your partnership web pages. Access to the web pages pertain to you and your investment club partnership. These are printed on several pages on your partnership web pages. Access to your personal folder. This is available by accessing your login account at SimTrade Pro and clicking on your folder. And then access to recorded webinars, messages, and events. And these are posted on links on your web pages or they'll be emailed to you. The reports you'll want to check on include the front page of our website for the event calendar, the first page of your partnership web pages for the collective activities of the group posted by quarter, the second page of your partnership web page to see the percentages of ownership, the third page has your MYFXBOOK activities for your group and the demo accounts for comparisons. The fourth page is where your attendance and voting records are located. The fifth page has the links to previous webinars. The sixth page has the directions to access your personal folder. And finally, the seventh page has the directives for handling the movement of your funds. The front page of our website will show you the upcoming events. As a member, these are the events that you'll be able to see. Any webinar or meetings pertinent to only your group, any webinars or meetings pertinent to all the groups, and then obviously any events being hosted by Tony Breitling or Breitling Event on SimTrade Pro. You will want to check this page each time you log in. If there's an event pertinent to you or your group, you'll receive emails detailing the dates and access links. This is what that looks like. On the front page of our website, you'll notice under upcoming events. In this particular one, I have 3 different types of events to notice. First, this is a kickoff for Platform 218. Only 218 would be able to see this particular event. Update for all members on the financial reports. This one is made available to all members of all groups. And then finally, this is an event that's going on in Texas for Breitling. We will now go through your group pages. These pages are available only to paid members that are currently active in a group. So I remind you, if you're just looking at this and wanting to learn something, you will not have access to this information, obviously, until you become enrolled. The first page contains the following: links to other pages, explanation for other pages, and the latest quarterly report for the entire group. This is what the report looks like. You'll notice that there's an arrow indicating the name of the group. This is a link to the membership information, the daily activity, the attendance voting, the document events, accessing your personal info, and add or withdraw funds instructions. On the opposite side of the page is the detail of what each one of those mean. At the conclusion of the same page, there's another report, which is the financial report for the entire group. It contains the name of the group, the levels, percentages of ownership, or the percentages of participation in the light, the standard, and the aggressive group, along with the results of the next quarter. So that was the first quarter, which in this particular case had no activity. The results of those, Here's what the invested equity is at that time, and then what the totals were for each one of the quarters. And then finally, what the end of the total equity is at that particular end of that quarter. So you'll notice that the equity at the beginning was 82,579. In this case, it's 102,579. This is only for information only. And this here is the third and fourth, and then the final quarter for the year. The second page of yours is the membership information. It'll have the last name of the individual or their hosting services name for their retirement account. It'll have the total amount invested, the percentage of that in light, and then what that value is, the percentage that's in the standard and the value, and the percentage of the aggressive and the value. The reason for having this here is to be able to compare what your results are and give you an idea what your percentage of ownership is. Now, this is one way of doing it. It's a little bit long, but in exchange for that, I also created another report which is not included on any of the pages and available to everyone, whether they're a member or not. Here's a quick introduction to what that looks like. This is called the optional 3 risk level calculator. It's a personalized 3 risk levels calculator. To get a feel for what the 3 risk levels can do for you, whether a member or not, feel free to download this Excel spreadsheet. This spreadsheet has 4 pages to it and videos to show how to use it. One of the most valuable tools available to calculate your investment options and potential results. Download this file, Personalized 3 Risk Levels Projections. Click on the video links at the top of the spreadsheet for details. This is what this looks like. You'll need to have a spreadsheet program, either Excel or something else that does spreadsheets for you. You'll notice that we have the light, the standard, and the aggressive. And that there are 4 videos which explain how to use this. Now, I'm not going to go over in detail how to run this report in this particular presentation. All of that's covered in those videos. But I invite you to download it and play with it. It is a remarkable tool. It can give you rough estimates. It can give you clear estimates. It can give you, if you were to withdraw funds and had to recover those funds, it gives you that. And then a what if is just so you can play with it. So you may be saving important information in your projections, your tracking, and your recovery, but the what if is just an extra one. Well, the third page of your group is the daily investment activity. Now, this is really an important page because this is going to show you actual live results, both in the simulated and in the live investment. This is important to realize the comparison of those two in order for you to make a sophisticated decision of what it is that you're doing with your investment. You'll notice on both sides, there's 2 sides of this particular page. One side is running the simulated, and they'll have a light and the full-blown standard and the aggressive at 1.5. And then the same ones running on the other side, which would have your light and your standard one. By the other side, I'm talking about these are live accounts in which you are actively participating in. On here, you're going to see some very abbreviated graphs. Now, you get the link to be able to go see the full-blown ones. I'm going to show that to you in a moment. But if you just want to just take a real quick look to see quickly what your investment is doing, this is the fastest and easiest way to do it. So for a quick review, here's the meanings of the 4 headers in each one of the graphs. First of all, gain is for so far. You'll see in this particular one, which is just initiated a little while ago, it has a 0.65 gain. The drawdown is the exposure level of the investment. The daily is the gain and loss for the day. And then the monthly is anticipated gain loss for the month. This is also available through clicking on the link to simulated Argo Light or standard or aggressive. This is what that would look like. First of all, it shows you which one of the graphs you're looking at. It'll show you the gain. The gain is the cumulative percentage gain since the investment started. It is calculated from the balance of the deposits. The daily, which I showed you just a minute ago, is the percentage of the single 24-hour period. The monthly is the monthly anticipated percentage within 30 days based on the past and current activity. And the drawdown is the range between successful closures and open trades. The lower, the better. Now the balance I went into great detail on in the previous video, number 3, going over the definitions involved with Forex investing. In this particular one, it's showing a gain in the balance because we started out with $1 million in a particular account, and it had a gain to $6,488.56. As a repeat of what that is in detail, this is what this looks like. First of all, there's a red line that indicates on the graph what the balance was. This is what the value of what the account was without having gains or losses that are currently open. The balance is the total amount of money you have in your account before taking any positions. When you have an open position and its profit and loss goes up and down as the market moves, your account balance is still the same as it was before taking the position. If you close the position, the profit and loss of the position will be added to your or deducted from your account balance, and the new account balance will be displayed. Equity. Equity indicates the difference between the balance, where your account was before the trade, and the value of the current inventory before closing. That shows itself in a yellow line. One more time from the previous video, equity is your account balance plus the floating profit or loss of your open positions. For example, when you have an open position which is $500 in profit while your account balance is $5,000, then your account equity is $5,500. If you close this position, the $500 profit will be added to your account balance, so your account balance will become $5,500. If it was a losing position with a $500 loss, then while it was open, your account equity would be $4,500. But if you close it, $500 would be deducted from your account balance, and so your account balance would be $4,500. When you have no open positions, your account equity will be exactly the same as the account balance. The profit indicates the gain made from closed trades. Closed trades. And the deposits include the original and any additional funds that have been sent for investing. Now this one here will go up and down depending upon the movement and the determination of the members to either add funds or transfer funds. And then finally withdrawals. Withdrawals indicate the funds that have been taken from the investment. These are typically a request or for high water fees. The third page here. You'll notice that we have right over here, it goes to the live accounts. This is exactly the same as I just showed you. You do exactly the same thing. The difference between the simulated and live. This is important to understand. Simulated accounts show the activities as though the funds were not real. Now what that means is there is no slippage, there's no bank fees, there's nothing like that. It just moves very, very quickly, indicating this would have happened. Live accounts show the activities as they are real, which obviously takes into account slippage or the nanoseconds of time to actually translate the order to closure, and it takes into consideration the bank and transaction fees in the balance and equity accounts. High water fees are calculated on the quarterly gains of the live accounts only, obviously, and are paid at the end of the quarter by each individual member. The fourth page of your group, attendance and voting. The only way we can access these higher return options is to function as an investment club/partnership. Each member must be actively involved in the decisions of the group and for themselves. Remember, I talked about that in an earlier video. Each quarter, or on special occasions, there is an online webinar that is required attendance viewing. You register your attended viewing and voting by email to membership coordinator Kathy Nelson, and I'll go over details of that in a moment. Failure to attend or view for a year makes the member passive and will result in their expulsion. Passive involvement changes the nature of the investment to a security, and that would end the option to access higher returns. This is a matter of continuing to survive, and it's very important. Now, one advantage that we have is that Kathy, at the end of each quarter, goes through the viewing of those who have viewed and those who have attended and contacts the members who have not sent her an indicator yet. Her job is to make sure everybody participates. So on your attendance and voting page, this is what it looks like. Obviously it indicates the page, and then it indicates the name, first and last, joined, attended, vote, all the way through for the whole entire year. The fifth page of your group is your documents and events. On this page is going to be links to quarterly special meetings. So if you missed something, I mean, you will get an email for everything that goes on, but if you missed something, you'll be able to get that link here. The sixth page of your group is how to access your personal info. This page is extremely important. It will take you to your personal folder. Your personal folder has important documents just for you. Your signed agreements, your personal quarterly financial report, and your year-end K-1 form for the partnership for your tax returns. To access your personal file, you will need to log in using your email and password, clicking on your name at the top of the page, clicking on your profile, click on link to your personal folder. And that will take you to the official form, documents, spreadsheets, all that kind of stuff. This is how this looks. First of all, when you'll go into the website, you'll click on log in, and you would include your email and password. And if you've got your password, just click that. It'll send you the new password to utilize. And then when you complete it all, fill in the checkbox here for Remember Me. That'll make it easier for the future. Once you get that all done, you'll click on your name. In this particular case, I'm using mine, and you'll see the View Profile. You will click on the View Profile. In there at the bottom of that particular page, you will see link to Google Drive folder for your information. Now there are 3 of those on there because some people participate in multiple groups. When you click on that, there's where you'll get your information. There'll be various items in your folder, your signed documents, your personal quarterly report, and the K1s, as I told you earlier. And your signed documents will include the introduction to SimTrade Pros, investment clubs and partnerships, your solo investment club partnerships, which is all part of that same one, the investor disclosure and acknowledgement letter, the instructional page for your Tier 1 and Tier 2 investment club, and the operating agreement for your SimTrade Pro Inc. investment clubs. Inside your folder also will be personal quarterly report. Now this report is completed at the end of each quarter. It's put into your folder as a PDF file and not as a spreadsheet. This report contains all the quarters of your participation. This report is given to our CPA firm to complete the annual tax return. The funds indicated include what was originally contributed, what was withdrawn, what the value in the equity account on the day of the closing. Remember, we use the equity and not the balance accounts, and what the results are from the 3 levels of risk accounts you're currently participating in. This is what that report looks like. It'll indicate the name of your group, the name on the account. In this particular case is the Mountain West FBO, which is on behalf of. It indicates the information that's necessary for completing the tax return that's there. It gives what the original investment was, what the net gain and the high water expenses are, and the final one, which is what would be included on the tax return. Each of the quarters is broken down, so you have your percentage of participation, the light, the standard, and the aggressive. And then these are the directives. So when you send the directive in to say, I want to add funds, withdraw funds, move funds, all of those are indicated in this particular report. Then it'll also show the individual results. And then obviously it goes on to the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. The 7th page, or the last page, that's available to all members at this particular time, is to add or withdraw funds. This page is extremely important, okay? When you wish to add, withdraw, move, or assign your funds, these are the forms required. You'll need to complete the form prior to the end of the quarter. We have our quarterly meetings 2 weeks before the end of the quarter. You'll have approximately 4 days to fill out your form and to deliver it to us. If you fail to do that, we take the assumption that you don't want to do anything different. Once you've completed the form, you must forward it to Kathy at this particular email, which is simtradeproconnect@gmail.com, or fax it to 877-229-4355. If you're adding funds to Tier 1, you will wire your funds to the bank account displayed on the page. If you're adding funds to Tier 2, then you'll need to come from your hosting service. If you wish to withdraw funds, you will need to let us know before the end of the quarter which tier and the amount or percentage. And if you wish to move your funds from one partnership to another, and this is limited to Tier 3 LLC only, then there's a form for that as well. And finally, if you wish to transfer funds within the 3 risk levels, there's a form for that to be completed too. This is what that looks like. You'll notice here to add, here is the form that you download. This is if you're going to add funds from Tier 1. This is the account for your group. To withdraw funds, this is the form for that. To withdraw funds for Tier 2, there's a form for that. To move from one partnership to another, like I said, that's limited right now to Tier 3. And to finally move money between your different transfers of the risk levels. To add and withdraw funds, this is important, guys. I cannot overemphasize how important this is. You have to complete, report, and transact your additional funds before the end of the quarter. You'll have 2 weeks to accomplish that from the time that we have our meeting until you actually do anything. Emails regarding requests will not be accepted, only the signed forms. Those signed forms will also be in your folder. The changes requested will be changed on your personal financial report, and they'll also reflect on the partnership report for each of the quarters. And finally, if you're not already a member, I would encourage you to call our enrollment coordinator, Michael Gardner, at 888-371-4447, extension 2. If you have questions to your account regarding reports or access, contact our membership coordinator, Kathy Nelson, at the same number, but extension 3. Hours available for these are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you very much for watching this particular video. This is an important part of your education, and we invite you to come play with us.